Welcome to NL Introduction to Keyboard. My name is Greg and I'll be taking you on this wild ride of learning chords, scales and songs. Everything you need to know to start playing the keyboard. Hope you enjoy. So we're going to start off with a quick warm-up exercise, and you won't even need a keyboard to do this, so if you don't have one, don't worry. We're going to count the fingers on our hands, and we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, starting with the thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then with the left hand, same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we'll alternate it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we're going to take it to the keyboard, and if you don't have a keyboard, you can still do this. You can do it on a desk or any surface. We're just going to start. We're going to find middle C first, okay? So middle C is in the middle of the keyboard, and it's just the one below this set of 2 black notes, okay? And it should sound like that. So find that first, and then we're going to play that with the thumb. So that's finger number 1. Then we're going to move up to 2, move up another note to 3, another one to 4, and finally up to 5. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? So we're going up. 2, 3. Just going up that 5-note scale, yeah? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 using the right hand. And if you can do that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we're going to use the left hand now, and we're going to go down from C. So we're using, finding middle C again, and counting down 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now what we can try and do is go up and down the scale. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going up the way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then down the way, 4, 3, 2, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And with the left hand, and that completes the warm-up exercise. Hello and welcome to week number 6. If you've made it this far, congratulations. We're going to learn quite a difficult song today, which will give you a lot to practice. The song is The Entertainer by Scott Joplin. We're also going to learn about flats and sharps, and we're going to learn the chord D major, which is a chord that uses a sharp. Okay? So let's start by learning that chord D major, okay? So the chords we've learned so far, we have C, G, C, F, A minor, as you well know by now. But the chord D major is actually going to use one of these notes which we haven't used before. It's called a sharp, sometimes called a flat, but in this case it's called a sharp. Now what does that mean? Basically a sharp just goes up from the F. So this would be, here's the F here. Here's our F sharp, okay? It can also be G flat, okay? There's our G, there's our flat. But don't worry about that too much right now. They sound the same, so we're just going to call it F sharp for now. D, F sharp, and A in this chord, okay? So same 3 fingers, 5, 2, and 1, okay? D, F sharp, and A. D, F sharp, and A, okay? And that's our chord of D that we're going to use when we're playing the song The Entertainer. Okay, let's move on to learning our song, which is The Entertainer by Scott Joplin, okay? I'll play a little bit just so that you can hear it. Okay, so you might recognize that. It looks quite hard, but we're going to break it down and we'll have you playing it hopefully soon. Okay, so let's start off with our melody. We know all our chords. They're quite easy comparative to the right hand. Okay, so our melody hand's probably going to be doing most of the work in this song. We're going to start all the way down on our D. Okay, so there's our middle C. There's our D. Okay, and we're going to use the thumb for it. So finger number 1. We're immediately then going to a sharp note. Okay, so like we had in the D chord, this time we have a D sharp. Okay, and it's right here. So D, and then we're going to go up to the E. Okay, so D, D sharp, E. D, D sharp, E. So we're actually, watch out carefully because we're going to switch the thumb when we move up to that E. Okay, so D, D sharp, E. And this E is where our first chord is going to hit. So this is actually the first note of the main melody. Okay, these first two are leading notes. Okay, let's go a bit further into the melody. So we've got D, D sharp, E. Then we're going all the way up to C. So this is probably the biggest leap we've done so far. So I'll play that with the thumb and the C with the pinky. It's going to happen 3 times on quite a quirky rhythm. Okay, so let's go over it a few times just to hear it. D, D sharp, E, C, E, C, E, C. Okay. One more time. Okay, quite a big leap, but it feels quite fun to play once you get into it. Okay. For the next part, we're actually going to move the thumb all the way up to here. Okay, the same note we've been playing with the pinky, it's going to switch to the thumb. So that's our C. We're going to go C, D, D sharp again, and then up to the E this time. Okay. Okay, so let's break that down. C, D, D sharp, E, C, D, E, B, D, C. Okay. C, D, D sharp, E, C, D, E, B, D, C. Okay. So the whole thing we have together so far. One more time. Now let's add some chords in, okay? So we're starting with the chord C. We're going to go up to an F and back down again. That's all we're going to do for now, okay? So that chord C is coming in on that first E note, okay? And the F is going to come in on the last C on the pinky, okay? One more time. Okay, let's keep going. We're going to go back to C when we reach this top E, okay? Down to G, back to C, okay? So let's try this whole section and I'll shout out the chords as they come along. Ready? C and F and back to C and then G and then C. Okay, one more time. And C and F and up to C and G and then C. Okay, so the whole thing should sound like. Make sure you're trying to use the same fingers as I'm using on my right hand. It'll make it a lot easier. Watch out especially for that little C, D, D sharp, E. I'm actually using the same finger for the D sharp and the E, okay? Okay, now we can move on to the next section. Basically, we're going to repeat the first line, go back into something a little bit different, and we're almost done the full song because, as we know, music likes to repeat, okay? So let's have a look at the melody for the next section. Basically, we're going to go from then we're going to go down to A, okay? And we're hitting another sharp there, okay? Down to an F sharp, A, G, F sharp. A, G, F sharp, okay? So let's watch this carefully because the next bit is quite difficult. A, G, F sharp, A, back to A again, up to C, up to E, okay? So watch carefully the fingers I'm using for that. Finger 1, finger number 2, finger number 3, and finger number 5, okay? F sharp, A, C, and G. So you might have to practice that line a few times before we get it. So let's just try that. A, G, F sharp, A, C, E. Okay, so the whole line is going to go. Then a D, C, A, D. So make sure you're just checking your sheet music that you're playing the notes in the right order. Make sure that it sounds the same way I'm playing it before we can move on, okay? That's probably one of the hardest lines that we'll get in this song, so. Make sure you know that before we move on, and then we'll be able to end the song quite easily, okay? So let's just go over the chords for that second part. So we know the chords for the first part. C, up to F, and C, and G, and C. For the second part, we're starting off the same. C, F. But we have two different chords in that very end bit, okay? So we have the chord of D, which we worked on earlier. We're actually going from F to D, okay? So let's have a look at that. Up to F. And that's where our D comes in, okay? So when we hit that F sharp in our melody line, the chord D is going to come in there. Now this chord after it is also G, okay? We're just playing it in a slightly different position. We've got all the same notes. We've called it higher G, okay? So that'll be on the screen as well. So we're going from D to G, okay? D to G. So let's try that whole line once more. Okay, so take it very nice and slowly to begin with. One more time. Okay, so now that we've done that part, we can move on to the next bit. We have basically the same thing. Same as the first part. So we've got first part, second part, back to the first part, and then we're going to end on a third part, okay? So. Okay, so what we're going to do for the very last part, we have a. which is really just the same phrase on the C, D, and E, repeating over and over. So just have a careful look at that. Make sure you're playing the notes in the right order. One more time. Okay, and now we'll add the chords in for that. C, F, C, G, and then back to C, okay? And once we have all these parts, we can finally put them together and try and make something that sounds like this. Okay, so let's play this tune once more, and what we'll do is we'll up the tempo a little bit, okay? So that means it's going to get a little bit faster. So let's try it. Okay, now we can try it once more. If you found that too easy, and we'll make it even faster. So here we go. Are you ready? So, congratulations if you made it this far, and if you finished off the song, well done. We're now going to do just a little cool down to finish off the lesson. So what we're going to do is a thing called a trill. And what this is really is just moving between two notes. I've picked C and D. We're just going to use two fingers to move between them. And try and build up some speed and do that as fast as you can. Do it with other notes, so C and E, C and F, C and G. So that's a fun little thing to do. And then one more thing that we can try is, if you remember back to the 5-note scale we did in the warm-up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to try playing both of them at the same time. So we won't need the left hand for the thumb. We can just leave that one out. We're just going to use 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it's going to look something like this. I'll play it very slowly. A little bit faster now, both hands at the same time. So that's the end of our cool down. Thanks for watching today. And if you enjoyed that, remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss any videos.